Happy Monday, everybody. Andy and Steve from WagerTalk.com. Welcome to the Road to Millions on Monday, October 9th. Got a really good show for everybody today. We're going to go over Monday Night Football. We're going to go over some best bets. We've got your sleeper play of the day. We've got your fade of the day. We've got your stat of the day. A lot of really good stuff coming up. We want to go through some positive vibes, and then, of course, we will do Bankroll Reset Day. So, Steve, let's start with some positive vibes from the audience. And, guys, give us a thumbs up, please. And also make sure you put in the comments section some of your wins and some of your best bets from over the weekend. Really just love hearing about all the positive things and all the good things going on for everyone's betting portfolio. So let's take a look here at yesterday. We got a couple good vibes here. PGF, great show, gentlemen. Always amazing info. Keep crushing it. We will absolutely keep trying to do that. And then, got to tell you, here was a good one. Speaking of Stafford, over half an interception hits every game as well. Yep.
It's a good one, yeah.
It's a good one. It really does. So, MITU college was great. That's awesome. We're back to the winning ways in college football. 1-0. That felt good. That was a good one
Mizzou.
as well. Yeah, Mizzou. So, all right, we will recap all of our plays. But Steve, let's get to Monday Night Football. You want to go over some of the injuries and just overall thoughts about this one? Because it's not. I don't know. It's a weird game.
Yeah, we have some banged up guys. It looks like we're gonna get that Devontae Adams Jair Alexander matchup though. Both guys look like they're good to go. Jimmy G looks like he's good to go. I think there's still a questionable tag on Aaron Jones, but I think everyone's going to be playing in this one. Just the question, I guess, would be, do they all make it through the entire game?
Yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy Garoppolo, coming off a concussion. One hit, who knows? They take his helmet. He may never give it back. It looks like Devontae Adams, I said, got a cortisone shot in his shoulder, so he'll probably be okay. And you were saying that Alexander looks pretty good after the flight, right?
Yeah, they said that he looks like he's going to on track to play, and that he hasn't had any setbacks. So he looks like he's good to go after missing the last two.
All right, let's get into some of our best bets, guys. We're very low volume today. This is not a game I would recommend having a ton on. If you have great reads on this game, congratulations.
Well, yeah.
Because as searching as much as we do, we really could not come across more than a couple things that we liked. So these are leans. I would say you're probably not firing away on these with any substantial amounts of money. So Steve, let's talk Jordan Love and talk under here. What do you like about his under?
So he has went over in 3 or 4 games, but just slightly over in those games. Raiders' pass D has been actually pretty good. They're only allowing 202 per game. They held Herbert to 167, Russell Wilson to 177. Pickett just crept over with 235, and Allen even held Josh Allen to 273. That was the max so far this year. What I'm looking at here is Love. He's only averaging 6.8 yards per pass, and he's only completing 56% of his passes. So if he throws the ball 30, 40 times tonight, we're looking at probably somewhere in the 30s, I would guess. He's not even going to sniff this total at those numbers, and we have a pass defense going up against him that is able to shut down opposing quarterbacks. So this is my best look for today. I still like Devontae to score a touchdown like we talked about on Sunday, but with the injury and stuff, I'm going to go with Love unders passing yards for my best bet for tonight.
It's minus 160. Mine is, so I certainly don't love that much juice, but I mean, Romeo Doubs has just been like on fire the last couple weeks, and I know Christian Watson is coming back, but I mean, this is a guy that has gone over in 3 out of 4 games, and he has 14 catches the last 2 weeks. Is he going to keep up that pace? No, but do I think he can get 4? Absolutely. So AJ Dillon is worthless. They're getting nothing out of him. Aaron Jones, who knows who knows what's going on with Aaron Jones? But I just know that with Watson back, Wicks looks like he's out of the picture. He didn't do anything last week, and it's down to Dobbs. It's down to Dobbs and Watson and maybe Musgrave if he's back and plays a full game. But I think Love. I get what you're saying that Love doesn't pass a lot. So that's why I want to go with receptions and not yards on Romeo Doubs. So I don't know if he gets over his receiving total is low 40s, low to mid 40s. So I would just rather get him to get over 4 receptions. I almost like Jordan. It's weird. I like Jordan Love over attempts and under yards. Like I feel like it could be a game where he just doesn't complete long ones or he like a lot of incompletions. But it's just it's an odd game. So Dobbs, it's -160. I don't know. I can't tell everyone to lay -160 on this particular play, but it's the only one that I got. So all right, moving on. Fade of the day. I was gonna make this my best bet, and then you did as the fade of the day. Yeah, absolutely over interceptions. Yeah. What do you like?
Well, he's thrown an interception in all 3 of his games that he started so far this season. 6 total on only 94 passes. So he had 42 in 1,600 plus passes with San Francisco, and now 6 on only 94 with the Raiders. So I don't know if it's the offense or something. It's not clicking here for Jimmy G, and he's been banged up and stuff. Pack above average against the pass, 3 interceptions so far. And then we just talked about Alexander. He looks like he's all good to go, so he'll be guarding Adams all night, defending Adams all night, and I'm looking at him potentially getting the pick here.
Yeah, I mean he's done one in every. He had 3 last game, I believe. Like it's just
Yeah, they just keep increasing to 1, 2, then 3. So every game they've increased in 3 games. 6 interceptions on 94 passes. That's pretty rough.
all right. Well, Jimmy G, that is one you might be able to sprinkle on. So, all right, I'm going sleeper of the day, and I'm going big time sleeper of the day. I'm going with the tackles and assists prop. Robert Spillane, I believe, is how you pronounce his name. So this guy's gone under in 3 out of 4 games. The number's at 7.5. The Packers have only allowed 3 players to go total this entire season to go over this, and 2 of them were Bears players in Week 1. So my only concern is that 2 of the 3 players are linebackers, and that's what Spillane is. But I don't know if it's that they don't run enough plays or the other team runs enough plays or that, the time of possession just makes it to where there's just not a lot of plays being run in these games. But to only have 3 players total out of 4 games go over 7.5, I just feel like the value is very, very much there on the under in this one. So that's my sleeper play is going with a defensive player to go under there. So
love a good tackles plus assist prop.
Yeah, that's about as sleeper-y as it gets. So
yeah, that's for sure.
All right, Steve, you've got the stat of the day, and this involves actually a spread here. So let's take a look at it. Go for it.
Packers are 14-5 ATS after a loss since 2019. They've won 8 straight head-to-head with the Raiders, and they're favored by 2 tonight. Who are you going with here?
Well, it speaks to a lot of teams are going to have this record against the Raiders over the last 10 years. Just because they've been,
right.
I mean, seriously, because they've been a complete dumpster fire. So there's going to be a lot of these where, it's like, well, this team, like I feel like it was, like before Josh Allen got there, like, or maybe like Josh Allen's first couple years, the Patriots, it was always like, the Patriots are like 19-1 against Buffalo, or or against the Jets. So you have a lot of those where you can go back, and I feel like a lot of these teams are going to have this. But here's the thing: I'm not sure the Raiders have improved that much. So they suck. I mean, they really, really do suck. So as long as it's under a field goal, I think Green Bay is the only way that you that you go with this one. So.
Yeah, that's the direction I'm looking to. They already did it once this year after a loss and bounced back once and won this year after a loss once, and 14-5 is a great run. Speaking of the Patriots, I think the Jets are the only team they can beat right now. Hopefully, too bad we don't have an entire schedule full of Jets games.
No,
winning
you
record.
guys could beat the Giants and the Panthers. I think
so. Yeah, we could handle business against the Giants for sure.
So, all right, I did not do a fancy schmancy thing about all of our plays for this week. So there's no music or anything. I was in bed by halftime. I was so exhausted from the weekend, I just couldn't do it. So I had a good night of sleep. So, all right, final units for the week, minus 8.9 units. Honestly, I'm glad that we were under this, minus 10. We just had a lot of wonkiness go on this week. So let's take a look here. Baseball 3-0. So these are the futures. So if you guys got our all access pass, like after the season started with baseball, like you probably didn't get these, I believe. So we brought in 9 units this week from futures. So everyone should have the futures for NFL that's watching this. But if you missed out on those are plays that were put in way back when. Soccer, we cannot get off the schneid. We lost a player prop because he got red carded and thrown out of the game for taking a dive, which still blows my mind. You could do that on every play in soccer. But anyway, that we lost that one. And then we lost another one when a team missed not one but two penalty kicks. And you're just like, I think I'm to the point now where I would rather lose a play if I have a really bad read rather than lose a player prop to have one shot on goal when he gets red carded in the first half. Do you know what I mean? like,
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel the same way. It's almost rather be something where it's like you just don't have a chance as opposed to just getting so close. And yeah, I know
yeah.
what you mean. Yeah, sometimes it's the easier pill to swallow
Yeah,
sometimes.
so soccer, we're keeping the units down. We'll keep plugging away at it, and we'll right the ship. NFL went 2-4. We lost our first 5% play. It was bound to happen. It came this weekend. I guess you can chalk this one up to a bad read. This was on me. Josh Dobbs absolutely refused to run. The team refused to put him in any types of plays where he had a chance to run. It was just, I mean, it was dead from the very beginning. We didn't have a chance on that one. We still hit the Monday night and the Thursday night from last week. So those were our two wins. That should be minus 6.5, minus 605 units, not plus. Sorry about that. Here, let me change that real quick. Steve, you want to talk college football because that college football was amazing. Like it was,
Yeah, that was a
it
good
was a
one.
good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we took
talk about that one.
we took the Missouri team total over 28.5, and they came out on fire against LSU. LSU had just lost their second game the week prior, so we were looking at them in like a down spot, kind of like in a spot where they're not going to be making the playoffs, so it's a little bit of a downer spot for them. Missouri ended up LSU was firing away as well. It was such a great offensive battle, and Missouri actually ended up losing a game that it looked like they were in complete control of, but it didn't matter to us. They went over 28.5 very easily, and I think it was like 38 or something like that.
Yeah,
And we moved to 5-1 in college football now, so
absolutely.
5-1, one play a week. And we lost our only loss is by a 2 point conversion. If we would have converted a 2 pointer, we'd still be undefeated right now. So I'm pretty happy with college football.
Yeah, really nice with that one. Golf, I only had one play, ended up losing. Had Eric Cole to finish in the top 20. His driving was terrible. He couldn't hit the rough, or he couldn't hit the fairway. He was always in the rough. Formula One, I think this was where I got the most incensed. Our two losses was because two guys in qualifying, we had already won, and then they got disqualified for like I was telling you, Steve. I'm so sick of losing bets on people that win and then get disqualified after the fact. Like I've never seen so
Yeah,
many people get disqualified. MMA we lost on a disqualification. That Formula One should have been 3-0. But when you have guys get disqualified after qualifying is over, it's really really frustrating. We had a tennis play go 1-0, 1.5 units, and MMA. I'm pulling back on MMA. We went on that insane 11-1 run, and it's just not been great. We're keeping the units very low, so we're not absorbing, massive hits. But I think I'm going to pass on UFC for this week. This card is terrible, and it's really really tough. Unless something comes up with the props, I probably am going to stay away. I'll see about Dana White Contender Series, but it's the last week for Contender Series for this week, and then. I got to tell you, Steve, I mentioned this to you. I am so loving the cross sport parlays and the alt lines right now. Like right
you were
now,
talking, you were mentioning that earlier.
it just feels like that's where we're running really good. And we talk about this all the time. How do you know when you're coming into regression? And we were running so hot in NFL and MMA that you knew it was going to kind of come back. Unfortunately, it kind of came back on us this week. But you can do so much with these cross sport parlays and these alt lines. I got to give Corbin credit. He hit his alt line play. He hit his alt line play again on Sunday, and our cross sport parlay was, I mean, no sweat. Max Verstappen wins. It was Max Verstappen to win the Grand Prix. The Lions -2.5 against the Panthers, and the Dolphins -2.5 against the Giants. Against the Giants. I mean, they're just. I think I'm going to be looking harder and harder at these. We always do a good job with them, but it feels like the last couple weeks they've been pretty good.
For sure. I mean, this is definitely a week to turn the page on. Obviously, with the way NFL turned out, which is a real shame because we started 2-0 on
Yeah.
Monday night and Thursday night, and then went down. We had a really bad Sunday. Keep in mind though, too, we did one of those losses is the half unit weekly
Correct.
Patriots play. You know what I mean? So it kind of puts a little shade on that record that we kind of absorb every week until they finally get one. Which, fingers crossed, this happens soon because this has been 5 weeks running without it. But MLB with those futures though, it was great. We cashed those Angels and A's team total unders, and I think the coolest one here was I just need to talk about that Seager over
Yes.
146 and a half hits. We talked about the line them taking away the shifts in the infield in MLB, and Seager was a guy that had hit into a lot of outs because of the shift. So without the shift, we thought he would thrive, and he crushes. We had over 146 and a half hit total, and he didn't crush it, but he passed it very easily, and that was missing 7 weeks due to injury. He missed 7 weeks of the season due to injury. So just imagine if he played those close to 2 months of the season.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to be monitoring. Here's what we're doing, guys. We're going to be monitoring our plays very closely, and we're probably pulling back on units. It's a very strange week. Hockey does start. We may have hockey play to start, but it could very well be the case that we don't have any plays on Tuesday or Thursday. So we'll
For
just
Wednesday, right?
I'm
Because
sorry,
Thursday was
Tuesday and Wednesday. Sorry, Tuesday and Wednesday. It's very possible we don't have any plays, so we'll be just pulling back on some of the sports and just picking our spots. So we do have best bet that is up today for Monday Night Football. We did find one. Got to be honest. We only discovered it right before we started recording with all the injury news and everything. So looks like all the props are finally out. So we were able to find one that we liked. So that official bet is up on Monday Night Football, or it's on WagerTalk for Monday Night Football right now. So it's only $4.50 on half price Monday. So go grab that one. Let's take a look at our Bankroll Builder spreadsheet. If you're following along, go ahead and pull out your Bankroll Builder spreadsheet. Make sure you're including all of your plays. And so what we see happen, we are coming off of a winning week here, a plus 7.16 units. So there's a couple ways to look at this. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4. We've turned a profit in 4 out of the last 6 weeks. That's great. Or you can say we've lost units on 2 out of the last 3. So it's just going to be kind of this is a touchy week for me because you guys know I'm obsessed with trying to predict when a losing streak is coming. So we'll try and figure that one out. And so we lost 8.9 units. Multiply that times 16.90. Our bankroll starting with $1,000 back in June is 1,539. So our units for this week are $15.39. So if we have a 1 unit play, make sure you adjust your bankroll to where your numbers are at, and we'll get back on our winning ways this week. This week could be a week where we have like 10 plays. Like
yeah, really
it
could
seriously could. I'd love a 7-3 week coming off of that. So,
100%.
Steve, where's your feelings at? Like with where we're at right now with just units and regression and how we lost plays. I mean, you could definitely make the case that we could have easily had a winning week if we don't get a couple of drivers disqualified and a couple other things. Where are you at with things right now?
Yeah, I think we're in good shape. I mean, we've like you said, 4 out of the last 6 weeks we've brought home units. Like you said, some of these plays this week were a little kind of like bizarre stuff happening that cost us some games. And you flip one of these plays, one of the bigger plays around, and we'd actually be close to even on the week. So I'm looking at just getting back on track, finding some good spots in the NFL for this week, moving forward, and just putting this week behind us. When you have a bad week like this, sometimes the best thing to do is just turn the page on it. It might not be the worst thing that today's a Monday and that today, you know what I mean, that we're doing the
Yeah.
bankroll reset day today after yesterday was about the worst day in the NFL that we've had this season, right? I mean, so
Oh, it was our only losing. our only losing week. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was absolutely so. It's
it
week
was,
5.
yeah.
It's going to happen, but we left off some plays that ended up winning, but we also left off a lot of plays that would have lost. So
Yeah,
just
you're right.
make
There's a shame there that we lost some of those plays that we had circled we would have won, but like you said, that we had other ones that we would have lost as well. So
I love Jake Ferguson to have over 30.5 yards. Guy gets 28.5 and then nothing for the rest of
yeah,
the game. So, um,
well, they
yeah, so
couldn't do anything.
we'll just make sure that make sure you're very careful. Do not make a problem worse. Like if you had a bad week, don't go all in on Monday Night Football. Just be patient. Be patient. If you had a good weekend, if you got some units to play with, and there's a strong play tonight, absolutely. If you got those units to play with, go ahead. But if we're coming off a bad weekend, just take a deep breath. Don't make it worse. So, and minus 8.98 units, not the worst place in the world to be. So, I think that's about it. I'm waiting on the. I know the Dow Jones went down today, so we can kind of look at this. We're still up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're still doing well.
Crushing it.
Still crushing the Dow Jones. So that being said,
Okay.
I got to tell you, it's this week's not a bad time to buy to buy stocks and stuff. I mean, I still deposit money in my Roth IRA, and I will be depositing quite a bit this week because I think this is a good week coming off of the tumultuous weekend that we had. But
Yeah.
yeah, still real happy with where we are. We're hovering kind of above this 100 units, so we'll try and get back on track and get back to the winning ways. So. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for us. Good luck on all your plays tonight. We will be back on Wednesday for another episode of The Road to Millions and another Unbreakable Sports Record Hall of Fame nominee. It's the start of hockey season, so I think everyone can guess where we're going to go with that one. But
Yeah, we got to go to the NHL.
we'll go to the NHL for one of the all-time unbreakable ones, and we'll talk about that. So join us on Wednesday. Good luck on all your plays. Go grab that Monday Night Football play, and we'll see everyone Wednesday on The Road to Millions.
Good luck, guys.